everybody! Welcome to a playthrough of one of my all-time favorite games from when I was a kid, Faxanadu. So Faxanadu is a really cool Japanese thing because the Xanadu series is a sub-series of the Dragon Slayer series of games, which is really popular Falcom series in Japan. Faxanadu is a bit of a name that means Famicom Xanadu, so it's a sequel to Xanadu kind of, but it's really a standalone game. And in English translations, it was really unclear where this game came from or what it was associated with. Other games like Legacy of the Wizard are part of this series as well. So playing it is going to be a lot of fun in Japanese so I can see how it was actually originally set up. So this is one difference right off the bat. In the English version, we don't really get to name our character. So in this one, we do. I'm just mecking around here looking to see if I can get the katakana symbols that I usually use for my name, but I'm not seeing a way to do that. So I guess I'll just go ahead and enter it in hiragana. Feels kind of sacrilegious somehow, but I guess it is what it is, so let's go with my favorite Dario. Or Dario. And here we go. Returning from a long journey back to my hometown. The world tree is not looking very good. No water is flowing in the river. Alright, so here's one of the things right off the bat. When you look at the translation, you'll notice, as usual, I put the kanji characters in blue, katakana characters in brown, and the normal hiragana in white. And then I translate the phonetic meaning, and then the literal meaning, and then the actual translation, at least as I see it. Remember, I'm not a native Japanese speaker by any stretch of the imagination. I'm still learning myself, and this is part of my process for doing so. So always happy to hear if there's mistakes or anything else that you want to let me know about, but here we go. Getting through the opening sequence. It's a little bit longer. He's searching around the walls trying to find a door because the gate's closed, there's nobody around. Definitely not the place he left. The capital of the elves, Aeolus. Alright, so this person's confirming exactly what I had just discovered. This place is not where it should be. And a mission to go see the king, that makes sense. The king, ooh. But notice I have very little health, no magic, no money. So clearly I'm coming home pretty empty-handed. A little reminder of where I am, just in case I didn't know. The world tree, as we saw it coming in, did not look so hot. So I guess I'm to talk to the priest, which might be in this church here. I had no idea the elves had such a devotion to the cross, but apparently they do. Oh-sama, the king. Tokoro's place. So go to the king's place. Note iki nasai. Take it with you. Yubiwa, ring. So apparently I'm to hold on to this ring and not lose it. The Ring of the Elf. So we have to collect many rings throughout this game, and they seem to open different access to doors or places or get people to actually respond to me. So here we're learning the dwarves are a problem, and apparently the dwarves have invaded town. This guy seems to be pretty much given up. And here we have some guys that I am not doing well jumping over. Almost dead already. And by the way, I'm totally not a hotshot. So I am not making any attempt to play this game as an expert or speedrun it or anything. There will be places where I probably snip bits out if it's just a waste of time, because my real objective here is to catch as much language as possible and not necessarily make you wade through 20 minutes of me going back and forth, dying a bunch of times. So if you see my experience or my gold jump around, that's probably why. I'll probably giggle at myself when that happens anyway, so don't worry about it. Alright, the king seems to know who I am. Hyena? Terrible. Inochi, his life. Elf's Fountain? Or Funsui? Funsui, sorry. Hajimete, start. Otoko is man. Daremo, no one. Dare is actually the word for who, but when we add mo, which is also, so who also is what they use for no one. Now the king's giving me a bit of money, which is called gold in the English version, but apparently it's decato, or ducats, in this game. How do you know my journey? Yeah, what a nice ring to it. Apparently there is a thing where if I manage to spend my gold down to 0 and then go back to the king, he'll just give me more. But this is honestly more than enough to do what needs to be done in town here. So we've got this little sword training situation. 200 golds will fill my health all the way. Honestly, for whatever reason, this is the only place this guy shows up. Same as this one. In other towns, it's just a meat seller, or I guess in this game, a dried mushroom seller, which is the most cost-effective way to restore your health. Or you can go to the doctor if you don't want to deal with talking a bunch of times, but usually costs way more than you could possibly spend at the mushroom guy. Fail again, fail again. Oh, that was even better. But I made it. Pretty much every town and several non-towns have the tool shop, so that's where I'm at now. They always sell different things. This is where I buy weapons, magic, and just useful items to carry around with me. So we're starting off with a pretty basic selection. It's nice that even though this is a Japanese game, it's got all the menus and things in English, so that makes it quick. But definitely the dagger is an important one to get at this point in the game. Never hurts to have a few potions and other things, but I don't want to spend too much before we move on. Elixirs are very expensive in other parts of the game too, so this is a nice place to get one. Doguya is the tool shop. Kai ni kita? Come to sell, or come to buy? Arigatou gozaimasu. Oh, he says gozaimashita. Alright, I think I've spent enough money now. Of course, I spent myself down to the point where now I don't have any money for keys, which are going to be important. But there is other sources of money. I don't have to go crawling back to the king. Just getting equipped here. There's my ring, there's my elixir. The level up system in this game is interesting too. So as you get experience and you level up, the priest will give you a new title. That doesn't increase any of my attributes, I can't attack harder or anything. The real big difference is, when I die, I get to come back with more money. So oftentimes that's actually a faster way, if you're high enough level, to get stuff than just grinding and killing things for gold. So now I'm learning a little bit more about where the troubles began. Apparently we have an Inseki, or meteorite, has crashed into the world tree, and in so doing seems to have made what we're calling a big mess, and has made it so the water's not flowing, the dwarves have gone crazy, the world tree's dying. Apparently the dwarves are from the demon world. And we've seen them invade the Elven world now. I don't know why dwarves live in a demon world rather than a dwarf world, but apparently before the meteorite, we had a great relationship with this world. Big town. Here's that meat cellar I was talking about. So this one, Kuda. So I guess Kuda is mushroom. I could not find any way to relate that to meat, which is what I'm used to this being, is the dried meat cellar. But Kuda does seem to be a word for mushroom, so that's my best guess. Happy to hear about it if there's some way to interpret that differently. I got one of these jumping eye guys. I forget what their name is. But as you can see, gold actually comes quite quickly in this game, because that was 59 gold for one hit. Now I can regain physical strength for 50 ducats. Now if I go beat that guy up a few more times, the enemies always reappear every time you change scenes. I can just save up a little bit of gold, get the key I need, and we can proceed. Definitely not Dragon Quest, where I have to kill like 500 guys to get anything. Should be enough for a key, I think. Mr. Locksmith. Kaguya desu. The key store is. Or locksmith. So his tremendous inventory here of J keys, or Jack keys. All the keys are related to card suits. Got jacks, queens, kings. In special circumstances, we'll even see a joker and an ace. Never hurts to have a couple keys on hand, though. Alright, I think I've got everything I need. It's time to head out into the world. Maybe it would be smart to take one more bite of dried mushroom. Awesome. Mark of the Jack is on the keyhole. Shirushi is the mark. So with key equipped, I use the key. And one thing I've never understood about these games is keys are disposable. Never really understood why a key would only be one use. This door is now closed to me. For the duration of the game, ELS is no longer accessible. Fortunately, people live elsewhere and actually have better stuff anyway. So right now, with this weapon, I cannot destroy those guys with any other way than shooting them with my magic. But they do drop bread, which gives me health. So I'm happy to kill them until I run out of magic. this game does not provide any magic restoration outside of the towns. Or death, I guess. It's definitely a low consequence for death game, given that there are cases where it actually improves your situation. I see a little door up here. Got all these cute little buildings and houses against the back wall. We're really looking at the roots of the world tree. And we have a shop sitting here in the middle of nowhere. So this guy sells some extremely advanced equipment for this part of the game. If I did want to sit here and grind for a couple hours and get enough money, I could certainly give myself a major leg up. And I think they're actually cheaper here than they are later. However, the amount of money I'm able to earn here basically makes them way more expensive. So I'm probably going to ignore those. Taranko no to. That's Trunk Tower. So if I go straight to the right, I will find it. And we have another shop here. I don't have a ton of money right now, but we'll see what he's got. Small shield, that seems more manageable. Got my dagger already. It would have been brutal to get here without that. These annoying guys give me nothing except a bit of experience. So get past them and find somebody who'll actually drop some coin. Getting close already. One more set of those will do me. I can afford myself that small shield. So shields are definitely not a perfect block in this game, even when you have the fancy ones. They just cut down significantly on the amount of damage I take from projectiles, which are usually magical ones. And it is actually a pretty significant reduction though, so you can stand there and take a fair bit of abuse that might be quite deadly otherwise. So back to the key cellar. Still limited to J keys, but they're more expensive now. Everything gets more expensive in every town. The capital is the low-rent district. So I need a matic, apparently, to break down a wall somewhere. And it is true, I cannot do anything without one, because I will eventually hit a wall that I can't get past without it. Annoyingly, they just happen to sell them all over the place past this wall. But in this town, they don't seem to want to do that. I have to get the precious matic that is stored in the tower, held hostage by the dwarves. For some reason, I know I can get it, so I will. Here we have the church. So this is where you both save your game and level up. This game is old enough that it did not have a battery for storage, so it uses a password system. He's going to pray and give me my mantra. And obviously there's no point in translating this random set of characters, but that is my password. So if I wanted to write that down and restart, I could use that to restore to where I am now. Forho is known as Forepaw in the English version. Not sure why the change. So, item. I can hold only 8. Not the most generous inventory storage space I've seen in a game, but it is what it is. And honestly, pretty adequate for what you actually need. In some of the later parts, if you die a lot, you end up picking up certain things that just appear randomly when you kill enemies. And that can fill you up pretty fast. But you can actually sell stuff too. This guy is just reminding me that the words of prayer will allow me to return to the world at the state in which I left it. Or, I guess, which I saved it. Don't lose your mantra. Or record the game you're playing, I guess. That's another way to do it. Alright, back in the wild. Time to explore, see where this Tower of Trunk is, and maybe what's beyond. Can we make it to Forepaw? Or Forho? Especially with my piddly little magic reserves. Well, this door, I believe, is the tower entrance. Ooh, so this bowling split. Just feel I might as well take advantage of a level up. That's one consequence, I guess, if you die, is that you do lose all experience you've gained back to the most recent level up. So I have acquired the rank. Aspirianto. Aspirant. So I'm no longer just a novice. So at this point now, when I restart after dying, I get to start with a little bit of gold. My experience rolls back to that 1,000, I guess, where I have it. If I can get to 2,200 now, then I get my next level. And my gold will increase. For whatever reason, they also have the winged boots that you can get. The amount of time those last goes down as you increase your rank. But they're not useful that often, especially further on in the game. Doku is poison. And apparently there are bottles of it around, and I do not want to touch those. That becomes increasingly difficult further on. So I'm going to splurge and let this doctor do stuff to me. Even though it'd probably be cheaper just to go to the mushroom cellar a few times. But in one go, here we go! All full. Don't overdo it, I won't. back to the tower. And of course it needs a key again. I find most of the doors from this point on do. Got this high intensity music now, letting me know I'm in a place of high danger. Enemies everywhere. This one is a pretty straightforward layout though, so hopefully I won't get too lost. They get a lot more complex as you move on. And full of lots of random little places that you don't need. So that was a great jump. That was a great jump. Still kind of getting my Faxanadu legs on. There we go. Oh, these guys are irritating. They just jump over me. But they're kind of hard to hit. I'll just cheat like that. This one has to die, though. He's gonna mess with me when I'm on the ladder. Still working on that jump. And then we have another jumpy guy that's even more erratic and annoying. But I will stab him in the face. And then we get another one. These annoying guys actually down there where they can get me now. That was sufficiently spazzy, I think. Alright, these guys, pretty cheap to kill if you just stay up here above their bullets. They just kind of fly into my sword once in a while. Because he just shoots like that continuously. If I stand there and just take it with my shield, it's not actually that bad. But why? Or I could just throw a few deluges at him if I get bored. There's like 16 hits needed with my little wimpy dagger. I should have cut it down a bit. Come a little closer. There he goes. And look at that! He dropped that matic for me. Metoku! Written in katakana to suggest that it is not a native Japanese word. I would never have guessed. Now I get to make my way back out of here through these same old turkeys. Just a little bit more bread. For some reason the coins disappear fairly quickly after you get them, so you have to pick them up pretty fast, but the bread just stays there. I guess gold is more perishable than bread in this game. Ah, it's too slow. Alright, clear shot to the door, back out of the tower, freshly armed with my nice new matic. Accidentally tried to shoot a spell in front of the door, which isn't always a good idea. But fortunately, I do not have a key equipped, so I did not end up going in. Happened to me so many times when I go through the locked door, immediately encounter an enemy, try to shoot a spell, go out of the door, waste my whole key. It's very irritating. Especially in some of the towers to come. Town, another expensive treatment, but what can I say, I'm feeling flush. Treat me, Herr Doctor. I'm a wealthy person, I do not need the dried mushrooms. Alright, let's see what this wall is all about. Is my Matoku up to the challenge? Although, I'm getting pretty close to their level up, so maybe I should do that first. Hate it when they do that. Push me off the scene, and then I have to start over. Like that jump stab. Experience points don't add up quite as quickly as the gold does, unfortunately. One more to go! It is nice that you can just look and see where your experience threshold for the next level is. A lot of these older games were not so considerate. Or even if you could find out, you had to go and find the person that would tell you. Dragon Quest. I should knock on it. It is my favorite series. But I love games like this. Alright, with that, I am now a Batoru. Can't take it with you. Or I suppose if I get a high enough rank I can, but no need. Alright, always good to stock up a little bit. Since I have a bit of coin to spare. Alrighty. Well-worn path now. I believe I may not have to return to Apolloon yet again. And here is the wall. Let's make short work of that. Pew pew! And the wall is gone. Like everything else sprite-related in this game, though, that will reappear the minute I leave this scene, which means I can no longer go back without a matic. There's plenty of them to get, but there isn't really anything back here that I need, so why bother? Now things are getting a little more vertical. Climbing up the base of the tree. These guys are so annoying. But they do make some bread if I can get them okay. Ah. And yet another masterful jump. And yet another direct hit. Oh god. This game's gonna take a long time if I can't do better than that. Oh my god. Okay. At least try to jump. That felt like a much greater victory than it should have. This guy was easy. There's a glove up there, so those will make my attacks a little better. But they only last a short period of time, and that one's a pain in the butt to get to, so I'm not going to worry about it. These guys are here throughout the entire game, and they suck the whole way. And here we are! The town of Forho! Alright, what did this guy want to sell me? Ooh, the long sword and the studded mail, winged boots. I want it all. But I can't afford it all right now, so I guess I'll just have to settle for the sword and work my way up. So the long sword, I can now reach those stupid spiky guys and take them out without having to use my magic. More dried mushrooms. Or Kuda. I'm really excited to hear if I get any hate mail on that one. Obviously, that's this other thing, but I don't know. And neither did the internet, as far as I could tell. Three springs become a fountain. Izumi? Funsui? Izumi is spring, Funsui is fountain. Very subtle little difference. And honestly, this game isn't even that consistent with how it uses those. I don't think I need anything from the doctor just now. Definitely not anywhere near a level up. But a nice little mantra will never hurt. And another password, memorialized. It's interesting they get longer as the game goes, too. Must be a really complicated password algorithm. Spring in the sky. Would we call that a rain cloud, perhaps? No. In this one, it'll be a magical sky spring. Sky spring that I have to go to the bottom of town for, apparently. Up where the sky spreads. Spring is above that sky. It is true, there's been a lot of infrastructure above my head the whole way. So, we'll see. Without winged boots. Hint, hint, hint. Well, those were very expensive, and I don't think I'm ready to buy those yet. And let's see what the key guy has to say. We have the new Q key, or the Queen key. Honestly, don't think I need those very much, but I will need at least one. Alright, these guys, I can just sort of take them out as they come down here. Last one's sometimes nice enough to leave his bread on a ledge for me. But I'm gonna work on getting to the first spring. Mind the little fail there. One of these days I'll get these jumps down. Won't keep falling off. The longsword has this nice thing where it can actually double hit enemies if they get close enough. This little door, I think, is just a graphic. This door, however, has now admitted me to this new tower that I've already forgotten the name of. A little more going on in here than the other one. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of rooms above. Little graphic doors that don't actually do anything. It's very satisfying to take those guys out with the sword. Easy. Oh. It is nice to have a little more firepower. One thing I kind of enjoy about this game is that gravity has its pretty good effect. Things do not just drift down, they fall. I'm not going to do an exhaustive exploration of everywhere. I'm going to try to kind of just go where I need to fairly directly, unless I get lost. It's been a long time since I played this one. But a classic never really gets old. Oh, that was brilliant. It's another fun thing about this game, though, is there's really no such thing as a pitfall. You just go down to the next scene. I don't believe there's any place you can get damaged from falling. There isn't even really spikes or anything, which is pretty unusual for this era. Unless I fall on an enemy or a poison bottle. Ooh, and here we have the first guardian of a spring. These guys are going to be with us for a long time too, and they also kind of suck. There's always a lot of them, and they're sort of erratic in where they go. They can be really difficult to hit. They seem to have a good way of finding me, given their seemingly random patterns. But I made it. So the Spring of Trees. I need an elixir. Well, fortunately I happen to have one of those because I bought one in Dolus. Otherwise, I would have to go find one in this tower, and that would be really annoying. So he's reminding me there's 2 more springs. We'd already heard there's 3 of them. So the elixir took away the poison. He didn't really talk about the poison so much, but the other guys will. So the spring has been cured, and it will flow again. Not really sure why this spring contributes to the fountain outside, but it does, I guess. So there's the elixir that I would have been able to go get, but I had to do quite a little tour to get it. Ooh, and there's a ointment jar. Oh, well, I guess I don't need it. I have perished, but that's fine. It just saves me from puffing my way out of here and sends me back to town. And drop to 800 gold, so that's the most I can hold on to at this level when I die. But that's fine. I can get more. Alright, resaved. Pretty much exactly the same state as I had before, except that now I have the first spring flowing. So the one thing that sort of sucks about losing all that money is I kind of need winged boots. And those cost a lot of money. And I was probably close to having enough. So now I'm going to have to go and find some. My studded mail has been taken further out of reach again, too. There's some speedrunners that have recorded this game that have basically finished the whole thing in the amount of time it's taken me to do this. Honestly, I guess if I wasn't talking to people and just absolutely minimizing it, that'd be fine. But talking to people is the whole point. Can't learn Japanese without encountering it. This door is one that I'm gonna have to deal with in a little while, because it's one of the weird key ones. Can't just buy the key. But now we're below town in an area with open sky. What have I heard about this area? I know that it's a good place to get some coins. Save up and buy some winged boots. Although it takes a lot longer to save up if I don't actually pick up the coin. job at taking a lot of damage. Red potion is used. Tsukata! Used. But fortunately, as I mentioned, the gold actually adds up fairly quickly in this game. I'm already more than halfway there. $500 gold. Hell no. I'm still trying to save up. Ooh, an ointment. So this provides me some invulnerability for a short period of time. Not quite as good as something that would last forever, but I'll take it. Getting closer to a level up threshold. I believe this is the fountain that is needed to restore water to everybody. And my ointment has expired. You might have noticed it doesn't really work on projectiles here. So close, only 50 more. Goons have not helped. But I do have enough for my level up now. Well, I guess easy come, easy go. Time to claim a new title. Vita! Also known as Fighter. $4,800, huh? To the next one? I'll make it. Minor setback in gold, but it does add up pretty fast. So let's just focus and get there. Alright, I've achieved the threshold. 2,800 golds, and I'm gonna keep getting more. Honestly, that experience threshold isn't looking that hard anymore either. Well, as I pick up these winged boots, I think that's probably also a good point to call it for this video, and we'll resume on the next one. Get the springs, and maybe even head all the way to Mascon, which is in the next area. So as always, remember, like, subscribe if you enjoy my videos and you want to learn Japanese with me. Any other games you'd like to see. And yeah, we'll just keep on keeping on. Last roll through town, and on we go.